Now, Purple, this is certainly relevant for you and I.
Yep.
Because we've seen a growing trend over the last sort of 3 or 4 years of behaviour. And
disturbing.
It's disturbing, but the other thing with it is it's incumbent on us to accept responsibility, I think, for it a bit.
And you and I discussed this.
All of us.
Because we have tolerated it.
All of us.
And once you tolerate behaviour, it becomes the norm.
Your acceptance levels have diminished.
As my beautiful mum always says, people only ever treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So we have allowed this behaviour to happen.
We should have spoken up before we did.
A lot earlier, but we didn't.
How come I'm not being consulted?
So
wouldn't
Gary,
want to be me.
Well, there's a divide.
So last week, Purple and I both in the lead up to the Saturday rub were smashed by a person in our team saying, this is what I'm going to do, this is why I'm going to do it, I've got all of this stuff ready.
There's a week-long build-up.
A week-long build-up. It's a disgrace that Gary hasn't provided us with an interview yet.
Come on.
And it's look out, stand back when I go at him. But then when I go at him, I want your support. Come in, because it is abysmal that he's had all this time and he hasn't been able to find an interview. And Hugh Jackman's been here for 2 weeks and he hasn't got anywhere near him. So when the time comes,
the moment came. The moment arrived.
Watch me go hard. Let me go hard, and then you two file in behind me and make sure that it's a nice, strong clipping of our man, the Wolf.
Yeah. And we were going to do that.
To quote Spud, has been as weak as piss in not getting us an interview.
Have said that.
No, he did. No, he did.
Who said that?
The whole build-up for the week, and then the morning was all around. This is going to be one of the biggies. So Purple and I looked at each other and said, all right,
They're trying to separate us.
That sounds nice and strong. So then we sat back. And
it got to this moment.
What we heard was one of the most pathetic,
limp, insipid.
They're trying to split us, buddy.
Backdowns
Don't buy in.
I've ever come across. It was just pathetic.
Purple, don't ever go at me just because I broke the Judd story 6 years ago.
I'll stand up, I'll have a look across the ring. There's the other bloke, and then it was just, okay.
Yeah.
No. So let's in fact have a listen.
Don't get personal.
Are you firing up at me here?
I'm not.
Yes,
but
yes.
Don't back away, Spud.
No, you're not, Spuddy.
Don't
No,
back
I
down,
want you
Spud.
to get an interview.
Yeah, I will, but you're not doubting me.
Look at him. Look at the doubt in his mind
You're not
now.
There's a little bit of doubt at the moment because we just allowed this
Spud,
to
don't
go.
back down.
Spuddy,
Spud.
I'm not backing
Yes,
you.
you are.
No, you're not.
You are,
You're
Spud.
not backing
You've talked
down.
about this all
not
week.
backing
This
down.
moment is now here, Spud.
Oh, yeah, you were the one that told me to bring it up.
You're as weak as piss.
This moment is here.
So what happens was, at the moment, not only did he not have the pills to look Gaz in the eye and go, right, you're copping it, he blamed it on Warrior. You told me to bring it up. So what we've got to now, Spud,
what have we got to now?
What we've got to now is, to use the footy club vernacular, you've lost the confidence of the group.
Oh, not me. Not me, Spud.
We can't put up with this anymore.
Jim and I feel we needed an intervention on this.
We expect better from
Well, what do
you.
you want?
I'm not having this.
What needs to happen then?
When
I'm
you
with you,
stand
Spud.
up and you're going to have a crack at Gaz, you got to actually do it, Spud.
Yeah, but
what-
You can't just back down like a Labrador puppy that just rolls over.
You
legs
underestimate
in
how
the air.
tight we are, us two. I could see it in his eyes and he didn't need to say anything else.
JB, what actually happened in the brain,
What happened?
in here,
Yes.
that I knew I had Eric Banner
Oh,
in the back pocket, so I didn't go
That's
as
right.
hard at Gaz.
That's
If I
right.
went-
you didn't go at all.
No,
at
if I would have went real hard, he might
That's
have got
right.
someone on.
That's right.
Oh,
Which
no,
would
that
have
would have happened.
destroyed my getting Eric Banner on, who I might add never goes on media,
No.
never
Spud.
comes on radio.
I'm
I got
with you.
Echo
This
on.
is
don't
not
give a stuff
about
about
interviews.
Eric Banner.
This is about your quality
Spud,
as a man.
you're
That's
ahead.
it.
You're
No,
that
it's
far
not.
ahead of these two.
You
that
know,
they don't
you
know
know
what
what
they're
it,
doing.
what you know what it says
You
to me.
became, again, a jellyback.
No, you know what it says to me. Country boys stick fat.
That's it,
and
Spud.
you
That's it.
skinny bags of pus.
Yep.
I couldn't give two hoots. What you
No,
say?
no,
Well,
This
you might have to.
Because
This
I've
is
actually,
interesting.
we've actually spilt blood together.
That's
Gary
right.
and I.
This
Exactly.
is interesting because not only did Purple and I during the week come together and just go, how much more of this
Well,
insipid...
why didn't you come and
insipid
see me
crap.
during the week instead
It's
of
gone
bringing it
beyond
up
that.
now?
We've tried to
gone-
counsel
Oh,
you
look at
throughout
you.
this
It's
period,
gone beyond
and it hasn't
Have a
worked.
look at
So-
the Warrior.
Not
Don't-
only...
It hasn't worked.
Don't-
We-
Don't
Purple,
bite, Spud.
not
Don't
only
spite.
did you and I come together and say we just cannot tolerate any more of this, it's, as I say, it's like a group just losing faith in someone's
what a load of
persistent inability
Don't
to
bite.
come to
Don't
the
bite,
line.
Spuddy.
But then we had the input of some of the most influential and hardest people ever to have played and been involved in our game, who also heard last week and were also disgusted. Let's start with Glenn Archer.
As an up-and-coming backman, I used to look up to Spud. Tough, uncompromising, everything you wanted to be as a backman. Now, after what happened last week, I think it's all a myth.
So there's Glenn Archer as branded Spud a myth. Then we get to Mark Prosciutto.
But I knew you were soft after I kicked the bag on you when I was 17, but this is shocking.
So then the little push-up king, he rang me and said, I cannot believe what I heard on Saturday.
Bud, you were embarrassing the other day. You need to grow some balls and harden the up.
So there's the push-up king. And then a man, and this one I think will hurt maybe even more than all the rest of them, Purple, because this man never says anything to anyone about anything. He may well be the nicest man on the planet. He was also, I think, 7 years in a row voted the most courageous footballer in the AFL. Contemporary of Spuds, let's have a listen to Gavin Brown.
I thought you were better than that, Spud, but clearly you're not.
That's Gavin Brown, the superstar. I thought you were better than that, Spud, but clearly you're not. And then a man who rang me and said, can you replay what happened on Saturday? So disgusted was I that I couldn't believe it when I heard I need to hear it again, was Nick Revolt, the captain of the St Kilda Footy Club.
As a past captain and leader of the St Kilda Football Club, you expect strength in that position, you expect leadership, and it's disappointing. We expect better from you.
So, Spud, not only are Damo and I not putting up with this insipid behaviour anymore, but this is...
People
these
close to you.
These are people that are close to you that came to us and said, what's Spud doing? What's he stand for now?
Well, a couple of retorts without notice. Glenn Archer's that far up your arse. He's a puppet. He's a hand puppet. His mouth doesn't move unless he's got his hand right up there.
Don't
Roo,
shoot the messenger, Spud.
Roo, I played on Roo. The reason I didn't go near him as an 18-year-old, had more zits on his back and arms. It wasn't funny. He was one big pus ball. I tackled him, and a heap of pus come over his arms, and that's why he kicked a couple. Gavin Brown, he'd talk a glass eye to sleep. It's about as funny as a kick in the pills, Brownie. But just do not attempt to go in humour again, Brown Dog. Yeah, you might have been tough. You find us up in Victoria. But humour, you've got none of it. So shut up. Push up, King, before you get on the radio.
Careful.
Hey, learn to speak properly. Push up. Put your syllables right.
Oh, no.
It's
Careful,
it's
Spud.
1 goal, 2 goals, not 3 goal. They've kicked 3 goals. It's 3 goals, plural. All right, and who else we
Nick
have there?
Revolt.
Nick Revolt, learn to tackle. Put some pressure on the opposition. At any danger, you think defence is around the ground, keep the spectators out. It's not all about you, Rui.
Spud, this is our point. You can attack everyone except the man sitting next to you.
And now he's grabbed hold of the Warrior. He's got him in a headlock. He's ripped him down. Oh, Warrior's gone down a suplex. He's come off the turnbuckles, but he's now sitting on top of him.
Back at him.
Poor old Warrior. Look out.
What are you saying now, Warrior? Say something now. Come on, how are you going now, you skinny bag of pus?
He's pounded into the Warrior.
We did this 2 years ago, Warren. I said I'd never do it again. I apologise.
Oh,
No, I don't.
I tell you what, mate, I've never been prouder of you. I've never been prouder of the way you handled that. You didn't fall in.
No,
you whacked them back over the fence,
and
you assumed your mantle as the number one.
Even Gary's taking the piss out of you now.
Yeah, you're
Gary's taking the piss out of you.
You're being patronised now,
No.
Spud.
We go a long way back.
Exactly
You're being
right.
patronised.
He's got you around his
Those
little
blokes,
finger.
all of those blokes are tough men, and you just went bang, 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 bang.
Spud.
Look Gary in the eye
Gaz-
and say what you said about him.
When Gaz ran out for Victoria's captain,
That's it.
he said, "Who's behind me?" I said, "I'm right
That's
behind
it,
you."
Spuddy.
Not like you two, pisshead. I'm right behind you, boys. With a bloody big megaphone. We're in the trenches. Charge! And there's Warrior and JB doing their shoelaces up. I'll be there in a minute. Boys, I've just got a knot in his shoe. Bang, bang, bang. I've copped about 8. Where's JB? Oh, I'm just polishing the nugget on me boot. The senior sergeant said they weren't clean enough. Guys, it's come to go. Boom, boom, boom. You'll be right, guys. Where's Warren, JB? Oh, he's cleaned his glasses. He'll be funny. He won't be able to see anyone.
No, that's it, Spud. After last week, I'd love to go over the trench with you. Oh, let's go. Or maybe not. Oh, what do you think, Gaz?
Don't you start, JB. You had a crack at Head Watson last week. I saw you on Instagram with bloody Sean Higgins. You've got a bigger head than than Sean Head. You said he's got a bigger head. Have a look at your head.
Glenn Archer, Mark Rasciuto, the push-up king, Gavin Brown, Nick Revolt, Spud. They're disgusted with your behaviour.
Bring Wayne Carey as well. I'll use their heads.
Bring Wayne Carey.
I'll bring them all in. I'll use their heads as a human speedball.
Maybe not ducks, mate. Maybe not.
I'll take that one back. You and I will take those 5 on. That's right. I saw a duck, yes. I need a hinge on my neck with a duck had a growth. 94. Me and duck versus those 5.
The videos,
I'm there,
the videos on Triple M football Twitter right now.
I'm proud of you,
I've got to do my
I
shoelaces on.
cannot believe what I've just seen.
The pack have jumped on. This is Craig Uppington. He says he's a Hawk supporter who was down the dumps after last night. He's now in tears of laughter. Dave at Boxhead 31, he needs to get a life. He says bullying the workplace, great thing to promote, guys. Well, bad luck.
On, Dave.
Mark Bowley looking very similar to what the Tigers are going to do to the Roos tomorrow. Surely the Warrior nickname's now redundant. That's from Matty Hume. Troy Barry, Spud says, your absolute finest, Spud, not just the doctor. So he's... it wasn't all good early, but he certainly fought back and hit back pretty hard, old Spuddy boy. So, and Jeff, someone, I think it was Jeff Miles, says, can Spud ever respond to anything other than violence when Warriors got him on the ropes?
Really sort of no.
The answer to that is no, Jeff.
Yeah,
you should know that by now.
What's he doing, Spud, by the way? He's just wandered out of the studio now.
His news story was he still keeps taking phone calls about. He's spoken to the highest levels of officialdom at the AFL and the AFLPA.
Serious stuff.
I'm keen to hear what he's got.
Well, before you do, I've got to put out a
That's
call.
coming after one, just after one. Yep.
That's right.
So there we've had feedback from the last segment from the Wolfpack, of course, very nice. I've had some feedback here from Jake the Push-Up King.
Oh, yeah.
He said, Spud, remember where you are. The suburb's called South Melbourne.
Yep.
When you leave the studio, keep your head right down.
No, I'm happy to have a good conversation.
I think
with
Toby's tattoo joint's about 200 metres from here.
Mr. Mitchell. Okay. Yes, thanks, Mr.
I'll tell you,
Mitchell. He's a good fella, Mr.
when
Mitchell.
Big Nose gets our lunch sorted out and Toby Mitchell delivers it, Spud. I'm right behind you.
Hey, I'll be doing my shoelaces up. Hey, I'll be like Butch Cassidy in the Sundance Kid. I'll just cop the bullets and away we go. You just take your medicine and move on.